Hi everyone and welcome to the Film Focus online podcast. I am Romey, one of the writers, and today I am joined by Shauna, another writer at Film Focus online, and we are going to be talking about 28 years later and other zombie films, maybe that are better. Anyways, Shauna, how are you doing? How's things?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad. It's the weather's still weathering. We're still in like 20 degrees, which I'm very happy about. Where are you?
Well, good,
What
good
in the
for
world?
you. We have torrential rain. I'm in UK, Yorkshire, side of the area.
Where? Where?
Good old Yorkshire weather. England, Halifax.
No, I'm in Wakefield.
Do you know where
So
that
I'm like,
is?
yeah, I'm literally 40 minutes away from you in
No
Wakefield.
way.
Yeah, shaky wakey.
Oh wow,
So not that
wow!
far.
I don't. Wow. Oh, hello, neighbour.
Small world. I love how you've got rain. I've got lovely sunshine over here. That's nice.
Oh, it's torrential rain out there. Like gust of wind will blow you over.
Oh no, so much
It's
better here.
terrible.
Yeah, I've got good apocalypse. Good apocalypse fighting weather is what I've got. That's
So you're
how I'll say
lucky.
for this.
You're lucky.
I know. Oh, I can properly hear your accent now. I think that's I couldn't really hear it before, but it's coming through.
Yeah, you'll hear it switch sometimes because I'm half Irish, so you'll hear some Irish come out as well.
What a lovely mix! Just such a wonderful mix
Yeah.
of accents there. Oh, fabulous! So yes, so obviously today it's 28 years later. Should we just go straight into it? I mean, I was so excited for this film. I don't know about you.
Yes.
I have been waiting for this for years, and I love
Like
Danny
18
Boyle.
years?
Oh,
Yes.
that makes me feel so old. Is it really 18 years?
Yeah, 18 years is 28 weeks, yeah.
See, I don't like numbers for that reason. That's mind blowing. And to say they've come hard, haven't they? They've gone right. It's been 18 years, but we're going to do a trilogy. We're going to do a whole set of films for you. We're not just going to give you one, which is what gives me some hope, I think, after watching this one. I don't know about you. I came out feeling a little disappointed when I watched it. What did you give it like out of 5?
I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah,
I liked it. I'm on the
see,
opposite fence.
I gave it 4 and then 3.5. And now I'm at a 3. I've gone down. The more I think about it, the more I'm finding potholes and flaws and just not what the zombie genre is for me. So yeah, let's go through it. Let's talk about should we go like plot first? What did you think about the storyline? How did it resonate with you?
So it did kind of catch me off guard, but it's what Alex Garland does, isn't it? Like you think the film is going one way and then it completely misdirects and goes into something completely different. And that is exactly what happened in 28 years. But it did catch me off guard. There was a lot of like jarring moments. Like I will not say it was like a perfect film by any means. Like there was a lot of moments in it that took me out, brought me back in, took me out, brought me back in, you know? But following it along, and then once you get to that final act, I was settled in once it got to the final act. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I get why people would be on the fence with it, because the actual full ending, my jaw was on the floor. I know, like you said, you were laughing and you like the ending.
I was so ready for it because I'd been bored for the last like 40 minutes that I was like, this ending has to seriously kick ass or I'm just going to lose complete faith. So I was actually begging for some drama. I was begging for something dramatic to happen. And what makes me and my friend were at the back of the cinema. And we'd been whispering a little bit because, you know, we started the film and you had Jimmy. Spoilers, everybody, spoilers in this podcast. There's tons of spoilers, but you should have watched it by now. And when it went from Scottish accents to like Newcastle accents, my friend went, is that just bad accents? And I went, no, I don't think that's Jimmy when he's older. So I was like, right, so Jimmy's just been in it for absolutely no reason. Like, okay, cool. What a fun beginning. Then when the kid was playing with the red Power Ranger, I'm going to use my lip seal, and he was like, "Oh, should I take it with me? Oh no, I'm going to put it on the. Oh, I'm going to put it on the desk." And we've got this clear shot of a Power Ranger. Somebody that studies films, I was like, why a Power Ranger? What's the big deal about a Power Ranger? And I even joked to my friend halfway through, and I was like, I am dying for Jimmy to come back as some mad Power Ranger. So at the end, when that kind of happened, I was like slapping my friend, she was slapping me, and I was like, I called it, I nailed it. Jimmy Savile's a Power Ranger. So I was like losing my mind. And then upon reflection, I loved it because it brought that sort of like wild, like you said, it takes you out, draws you in, it takes you out, and you're never going to guess what's going to come next. So I loved it for that. But does it really fit in with the zombie genre? Not really. It made it very cheesy. It made it laughable. If it wasn't for the fact that Jack O'Connor is actually very menacing and has that look about him, this kind of like ravaged look, I'd have just been like, right, this film is taking the piss, and I don't know why they've decided to ruin it. But I'm very excited to have more Jimmy in the next film. I literally want that craziness, because I'm not gonna get it from the zombies, which I didn't in this film. Not bothered by them. We'll go on to that in a second. I need it to come from the people. I need that danger and that raw emotion and that violence. That's what you want. And if I'm not getting it from the zombies, I need to get it from Jimmy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you
like
did,
take a look at Sinners.
Yes. They were so good.
Take a look at Sinners with his menacingness in that. I think he's going to be extraordinary in the Bond Temple. I'm so excited. Like with interviews you've seen with Danny Boyle, he's said that you have no idea what to expect. And he also said something about him being on screen with Rafe. Like, you've got no idea what their relationship's going to be like, which intrigues me even more, because what do you mean? They're supposed to be their opposites, right? What do you mean? So, yeah, I'm excited.
Same. And what did you think about, because obviously this film, which is why I think a lot of people who, I'm going to call it like traditional zombie storytelling, which is what I enjoy. And now I'm kind of creating a modern zombie genre, which I think, you know, The Walking Dead opted for, The Last of Us opted for, and that is very much more an emotional storytelling method rather than just survival. And I think that's what's got fans very divided, is you've got people, and I will say like me, that want raw violence, raw action, and then you've got people that want the emotion. This film very much opts for that by following the boy and his mother and them trying to find the doctor. How did that work for you?
It was very different. Like, it was very different. I didn't expect it to go that way. I genuinely thought we were just going to get these people have to go over to the mainland to get some resources or learn how to hunt and keep up you know, the strength that way by being active and exercising that way, you know, because they were just on an island. I was just thinking of like different things. I didn't expect it to go that way, but then when they mentioned that Dr. Kelsa, I was like, oh, okay. And then like, what? This one kid is going to go over to the mainland with his mom. He's just a child, and there's like all these alphas with much more menacing things than just teeth. Just like,
I didn't. I enjoyed it, but I didn't at the same time. Like, I think I enjoyed it because I think the acting was really, really good. You know, I was rooting for them. but there wasn't enough
Mhm.
conflict. Like for me, I was like, right, so we've been told about this mainland. It's so dangerous that if you go and don't come back, we're not coming for you. Like you're on your own, kids.
Yeah.
See ya.
Mhm.
It's so
Mhm.
bad. But yet he managed to
Yeah.
go all the way with his ill mother and encounter a fat one when he was asleep. Lol. And then the skinny one in the field. I was like, is that genuinely all we're getting? Because that isn't scary to me. That's not driving anything for me. It was just like a nice little
Mhm.
trip. I get more when I go through the fields. I get more crackheads coming after me when I'm on a hike. Do you know what I mean? I was
Yeah,
like,
you do.
okay,
Yeah.
nice, nice one,
Yeah.
guys. You could have thrown a couple more extras in there. I think you've got the budget for it. Like, but it was such a shame
Yeah.
because I was so ready for the zombies. You know, I feel like the last couple of zombie things we've had. I should say the last, but I hate The Last of Us. So I feel very let down from that. That I was ready for the rage
Oh.
virus. You know,
Mhm.
and
No, I
I
get
know
you.
it's been 28 years, so I do enjoy the storytelling of what's happened in those 28 years and the evolution, but I found the zombies really weak. Don't know about you.
Yeah, they weren't as menacing as the ones obviously like in the first and the second one. Like take Mailer from 28 Days, for example. He was bloodthirsty. And when you saw him peeking through the window, that's the rage virus. That's the fear and the scare you want from the infected. And the
Mm-hmm.
same in 28 Weeks with what was he called? In 20 the father. He
Mm-hmm.
was he was crazed as well. We didn't really get that in this one, and it was unfortunate. It was unfortunate because it's the rage virus. Where was the rage? All you saw was them just running around and screeching and just falling over themselves. And but I kind of also at the same time understand why it was. They put them on the back seat and focus more on the emotional side of it because it was more like a coming of age story following Alfie,
Yeah.
well, Spike, and his journey learning the world and learning his family and all those things. So I kind of understand why,
Yeah.
but the infected are a crucial element in this franchise, and without them, it loses something.
Yeah, I felt like it lost an edge that the first two had. Like when you
Yeah.
were talking then about the first two, like shivers were going down my spine. You know, that's how I feel about
Mhm.
those films. And I think when it comes
Mhm.
to apocalypse films, we as viewers like to think that we wouldn't survive. I know that sounds very strange, but we want to
Yeah.
think that it's scary enough that we're kind of grateful for the world that we're in. And you watch these things and
Mhm.
you like to think, would I survive? You know, for example, the Walking
Yeah.
Dead zombies. I feel like I've got a chance. I feel like they're slow enough. I've got a bit of a chance.
Mhm.
The Rage virus
Mhm.
ones from, film 1 and 2, not a chance, mate. Like, I am gone. I am infected. The first 5 minutes, I am infected. And I kind of felt that in the beginning of this film with the whole, like, Jimmy scene, but obviously that was way back when. And I liked
Mhm.
the introduction of the alphas. I absolutely loved the scene of dad and son running through the water. I was absolutely on the edge of my seat with that and that alpha. And the fact they'd made these alphas
Yes.
so smart is that I was like, well,
Mhm.
here we go. All these alphas are going to come and take your little island. Get ready. I bet you wish you'd taught your girls how to shoot arrows now, aren't you? Instead of being sexist and having us all do all the partying whilst our boys are learning to shoot arrows. Like, come on, it's 28 years later. But
Yes.
we didn't get
Exactly.
it. We didn't get it. I didn't
No.
get. I'm not scared of those zombies. I thought, okay, I could survive this. You know, I
Mhm.
and the thing that like bothered me as well is the fact like when they brought the Swedish guy in, fine, fun, whatever. But I was like, has nobody thought about getting a boat and going to
Mhm.
Europe? Like, you've had 28 years, build a boat. Get a boat. If they're all just living their best
Mhm.
lives with iPhones across the channel, is it not worth going for it? Like, I don't know. There was just something about that where
Yeah.
it's like, even showing the picture of the phone, I thought, right, so you people are patrolling, you're in the water, so you could actually help people that would be trying to escape, right? there's
Mhm.
so many questions and plot holes for me when thinking back to things. But I don't know, because I was watching Danny Boyle talking about, he called it a horror rainbow, this trilogy, which I I quite liked. I was like, okay. And
Oh,
how,
that's interesting.
yeah, because he was joking that at the end of the rainbow is the pot of gold, which is Cillian Murphy. Because the third film, I know. I was like, this is great.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is great. Yeah.
because so it's like he's produced the first one, he's going to be in the second one a little bit, but the third one,
Hmm.
he called it his film. So I'm like, does that mean Killian's going to lead it? Does that mean he's writing it? But yeah, he called it this rainbow, and I thought, is this just like where the first one is like the storytelling, the second one's going to be all the action, and the third one's going to finally finish off everything,
Yeah.
And so I kind of hope the
Yeah.
next one has more of that rage that really gets your heart racing. And like I said, the first half an hour of the
Yeah.
film did it. I like I said, that was a
Hmm.
fantastic piece of film, and Aaron Taylor
Yeah.
Johnson did
Yeah.
a
Like that opening
yeah,
scene.
yeah,
The
stunning.
opening scene, like going from Teletubbies to blood splattered on the screen. I obviously when you saw the trailers, like you can usually kind of see what's the end of the film or what's the beginning of the film, kind of.
Hmm.
And I thought like that opening scene, obviously with the kids in front of the TV, would be the opening, but I did not expect those guys to come through the doors and just chow down on all the kids. I was not expecting that whatsoever. I was actually just taken aback a bit because I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, you've just killed a bunch of kids."
yeah, and
Oh,
it was
okay.
so savage. It's like we
Oh,
went from savage to then like dying mum and skull on a thing of skulls. I was like, how have we gone from such
yeah,
raw energy to
yeah.
absolute crap? I was like, I felt bad at that point, but I was also a bit like, okay, this is weird. This is
Mm,
nobody's actually addressing how
mm.
fucking weird that this doctor is and making this skull tower. And your mum has just died and you're holding a skull like nothing's happened. What? That
Yeah.
whole thing
I
for me was
I will
very
say,
arty.
yeah, like I think the one the moment it got me because
Mm.
from the beginning of the film, yeah, like was so brutal and savage, and it like was like entwining and changing into this emotional bleakness, and I think I don't know if it's the moment where his mother nods towards the doctor, as in
Mm.
yes, I give you permission. It kind of broke me a little bit because
Oh.
in amongst this world, in amongst this world, like with all the rage and the effect, the human side of it are still having to live with illness, loss, growing like
Mhm.
despite growing up and learning things, you still have to learn the world and grow things and like this, the humanity side of it is still moving. So
Mhm.
like when that part actually broke something in me because like she if the world was right, she would be fixed. She could get treatment, she might
Mhm.
get better, but and this ending proved that you still have heartbreak to endure even in a world full of the rage virus. I don't know.
Mhm.
There's just something about that ending
Yeah.
that did kind of get me.
Oh, that's so lovely. That's the lovely way to see it, and that's the lovely way of storytelling. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what a lot of audiences are appreciating what they've done with the script. And that's where I'm in two
Mhm.
sides because half of me sees that and I'm like, it's lovely.
Yeah.
We're bringing this emotion. You're right. And then the other half of me is like, I don't care. Just give me some zombies. Like,
No, I do feel that too. I do feel
just
that too.
give me like we had nothing for so long. I was like, I don't care about a skull tower, you freak. I don't care about your mum being ill, who, by the way, then turned around and went, "Oh yeah, I thought it was cancer." What do you fucking mean you thought it was cancer? You've just been on this whole journey for no bloody reason. Are you joking? Honestly, when she said it, I was like, I hate it when films do stuff like that, and I don't think they realize that just takes away everything that's just happened. Yeah, I thought it might have been, but we didn't know
Yeah.
how to tell you. You didn't know how to tell your son, but you bet he's ready for the going out into the bloody reaping world of this scary thing with bow and arrows killing zombies, is he? Oh,
Mm.
right then. What a bloody messed up world we live in. So yeah, that's the thing where I'm so torn with it because I want that raw energy, but I can appreciate the storytelling. And like I said, the acting was so lovely in that moment between her and her son, and she's holding him, and creepy Ralph going around the corner and getting the dart ready. You know, I was like, oh, it's happening. Oh,
Yeah.
because I actually thought he was going to shoot them up. I thought he was going to knock.
No,
I thought he was
same.
going to knock, and then when he knocked him out, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he did. I hope he didn't like burn her alive. I mean, I hope he put her out too. I mean, have some compassion.
I know, and how much of this morphine do they have? Do you know what I mean? Like, he's just got stockpiles of it as this doctor just to knock zombies out whenever he wants. I was like, okay, makes sense. He's probably making it himself.
Yeah,
But
that
what
was
did you think
something
of
that was like weird. Like
What was?
when he used the dart to like put out the infected person,
Hmm.
I was like, oh, that's it. That's a neat trick.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder what made him think of that. And then the first time he did it, it's like what they do with dinosaurs. You know, they just
Yeah, tranquilizer. Yeah.
So I was like, clever idea, but again, I don't want you to tranquilize them. I want you to chop their heads off. I want you to stab them. I want them dead. Like, I'm not letting a zombie live.
Give me the violence.
Yeah, it was such a. I was like, okay, cool. No, nice. Where's your baseball bat? where's the weapon? So it was interesting.
Yeah, you need Rick Grimes.
Yeah, give me John Bernthal, like just screaming. That's what I want.
Yes.
And what did you make of the alphas? Because I thought the alphas were really interesting, but I don't feel like we ever got to see them in full force.
No, we didn't, did we? I mean, as a teaser, as a teaser, I'd say it was very interesting. Like how, like for one moment, the visual of the alpha stood on the hill, just
that was a
watching
beautiful
and
shot.
waiting. Beautiful shot, and
yeah, I loved that shot.
That left me
chills. That's scary. Yeah, if I came across that at Sandal Castle, I'd shit myself.
Exactly. Yeah. Bro's just stood there, like arms like out wide, kind of like these claw-looking fingers. It was menacing, but yeah, like that scene really got me with the chills, and that's really it. Just with that one main alpha that you see, and then obviously with him chasing them down the water, like that connecting part that they have. That scene was so wild. Like the power that they have behind them and how fast and how smart they are at tracking. Like they've really evolved. I'm excited to see what more happens in the next one. Hopefully we get to see them more as working as a group. Because obviously the alpha leads the other ones who are just kind of like running around, acting crazed.
Very Homo sapien.
I'm intrigued.
Like they're going back.
Exactly.
So it's like almost like the rage virus works itself out of the body, and people then go back to being, through the different stages of evolution, which is again what I found very interesting, and especially from it is 28 years later. They're really developing a universe and creating a universe, and for that I think it's very, very clever. I agree. I really want like something, even if it's like a gang of alphas that come together to do something, because they're smart, right? And you think they'd work together, and you think that they'd do this. So I feel like I'm ready for a little bit more from the alpha side. I don't know if I want to see any more big dicks though. That was very overwhelming. I didn't know what it was at first. I know I've not seen one in a while, everybody listening and watching. I know it's been a long time, but when it came on, I went, oh, what's that? What is it?
I had to take a second look. to make sure that what I was seeing was what I was seeing, because I was like, what what the fuck?
I know.
I
And
was
did
like,
you
what
see
is going on?
they had to address it and say that they are all prosthetics, so it's not
Yes, by
real.
law.
Yes, that is not a real
Oh
schlong,
damn!
everybody. I know. It was huge. It was bigger than my arm. I was like, dude,
It just literally,
whoa.
it was
Just,
swinging.
yeah. I don't know. That is genuinely the joke of where you could like pitch a tent under that. You could. You
It's,
could.
yep. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I hope in the next one, if we have a few more alphas, that there's, I don't know, a little less keen on screen. That would be quite
Yeah,
nice.
just a little bit, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But yeah, I liked that authenticity though, because yeah, they wouldn't have clothes. So I appreciate it. I
Yeah,
also will say this, I appreciated the not so clean teeth as well. It's one of my
yeah,
bugbears is when I watch apocalypse films or war films and they're running around with like gorgeous white teeth. I'm like, no. No, sweethearts,
yeah.
no dentists like in the apocalypse. So I did appreciate that. So hair and makeup design, thank you. It goes very well appreciated. Um Sorry, I'm trying to stick to a list that we wrote out. Yeah, I was discussing the film. Is there anything like what was your favourite scene? I think that's a good one. What's your favourite
Ooh,
scene from
my
28
favorite
years?
scene. Ooh,
Mm-hmm. Or
hmm.
moment.
I don't. Ooh, it's probably the causeway when they're running. Probably
It was
that
so
scene
good.
because
It was so good. Mm.
the visuals, yeah, like the whole visuals of it felt like it was just lit up by the moon and the
Mm.
water everywhere, and the close up shot of them running, and you could just see the infected in the background. That to me was just like a perfectly well shot and perfectly
Mm.
suspenseful scene. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was very much on the edge of my seat because I thought one of them was gonna, like, okay, yeah, this is it. This is where it gets interesting. Father loses son or the son loses his father kind of vibe.
Mhm.
But no, they made it. And then they're banging on the door to get in and stuff. And they were like, no,
Oh,
wait,
she won't
wait,
let
because
him
they
in.
thought one of them would be, yeah, because you thought one of them was infected. But it's like, no,
Let him in, you
we're
bitch. Let
clean.
him in, you bitch. Just let him in. So
What was
I
your
was like,
favourite moment?
again, I think like I said, I love the shots, yellow background, the zombies, like there was like four of them, I think, in front of the tree, that like clip of them.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really beautiful. I actually really liked the dad and the son running through the house with the zombies chasing them. I trying to get into the
Mm-hmm.
loft. I thought that was quite intense, and I was
Yes.
like, I know they're coming in one by one, and he's got a chance to kill them all one by one, which is absolutely fine, and they're probably going to survive, obviously, fine. But I liked that
Mm-hmm.
rapidness, and I think that's what we get from the first two, is you get this sort of intensity, which is brought through a camera at the end of the day. Like how insane is that your heart can be racing, and it wasn't when he's like on his dad's knee and then he falls, and I was like, oh my god, because that's believable. He's like a 12-year-old. When has he ever had to like scramble into? Does he even know what a loft is? You know. And I thought that whole
Yeah.
scene was
Yeah.
really clever. And then, yeah, the and actually, yeah, when they find the guy hung upside down who's been left, that all
Yes.
of that
Yeah.
sequence was really building as well. It was really building to something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was just so awed when they didn't do it and they just went with the Paulie mum storyline. I was like, you've given us this
Yeah.
chase, this house scene, this body hanging upside down. So there's obviously a threat out there, Jimmy, who's killing people who are well, and making them sick himself in a very mean, menacing way. You've given us all this,
Yeah.
and then we followed a mum who knew she was poorly anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they could have carried on with that person who was hung upside down because on him there was it almost looked like it spelled out Jimmy on his
I
torso.
was I was trying to
And
read it. Yeah, I was trying to I was going like this, and I was like, "What's it saying?" Because
it
yeah,
looked it, yeah, it looked like it spelled Jimmy.
we did. Jimmy boy did it, and yeah. So I loved
Yeah.
that. I think, yeah, that intensity that comes from that. And I really did feel sorry for the kid. I really felt sorry for him when he had to kill that zombie, because the kid's obviously seeing it as a person. He's not really
Mm-hmm.
experienced the zombies yet, and that's the emotion
Mm-hmm.
I can appreciate. Screw your mum with cancer. Screw that. No, I like the I'm being really harsh, I'm sorry.
Brutal.
I am brutal. But that was really good for the kid. I was like, that moment of he's really struggling to be able to, when it looks like a zombie, yeah, because it looks like a zombie, but killing somebody
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't look like one, is just infected, not really knowing that danger, because that zombie started to have that real rage, like it was shaking, the bag was shaking, he was unraveling himself. Like that was what I was like, okay, so it's here, it's still rage. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that I really felt sorry for him, but even I was just like, Dad, just kill it, just put him out of his misery, So yeah,
Yeah.
I liked that. That was a good scene for me.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah.
I don't know if I would do like worst bit. I don't think there is anything of it that I think that was truly terrible. I did really question the petrol station scene. Wouldn't they have all died when it blew up?
Yeah. Yeah. They should have. I don't understand how
Mm.
they.
Bit
Yeah.
far-fetched.
I
I
mean,
know we're in a zombie apocalypse.
yeah.
I know. Like, but yeah, that
Yeah.
one I was a bit like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if the gas was necessary. Could they have
Yeah.
not just gone in and then the Swedish guy come in and shoot all the zombies and nearly accidentally shoot them? I think that would have been slightly more realistic than this
Yeah.
massive fire explosion.
Yeah. Like, where did that gas, like, yeah, that was very like, I think that was like a filler moment, I guess, maybe, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it just didn't sit
it was a bit
well.
strange.
That one didn't
No,
sit
yeah.
well with me, and I just thought, well, I didn't need it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that was that for me. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I love Danny Boyle. I love the film. I have a lot of issues
Mm-hmm.
with it not being, I think, what we expected. And yeah, my brother pointed out a really good point, which I was very much like, because at the end of 28 weeks, we have a kid that's immune. And my brother
Yeah.
was like, I'm really annoyed that that wasn't addressed, that wasn't brought up. He said it just completely undermines the ending of that film. And I thought that was a really interesting perspective, because I didn't feel that way. I thought this is
Mm-hmm.
its own trilogy. I think knowing it was three films, I was like, it's probably going to be very different. But yeah, my brother
Yeah.
was very upset about that. He really wanted that to be in there and to follow on. So I don't know
Yeah.
how you feel
Yeah.
about
I
that.
think a lot of people felt
Yeah.
I wasn't too focused on it being a continuation of anything, or
Mhm,
doing anything like doing like a nod to the other films, or making
mhm.
anything canon or anything. It's a brand new trilogy. I'm more focused on 28 years later. I'm
Yeah.
more focused on how they've evolved and what people are doing now and all
Mm.
of that stuff. 20 I mean, it would be nice to know what happened to them. Do they survive? Because I was at the end of 28 weeks later, you see the helicopter just abandoned.
Mm,
So where did they go? Were they
true.
attacked? Did they turn? Because obviously Andy isn't just
Mhm.
immune; he's a carrier for the virus. So his saliva and his blood will pass on to someone else and turn them.
Mm,
So his character his character is quite very interesting, and
mm.
I am I'm wondering if that's what's going to happen to the baby that was delivered in 28 years later,
Yes.
because they were delivered from an infected. Are they going to have infection in their blood or their saliva? So
Yeah.
that's something that can be like a little nod to 28 weeks later, as in
True.
Andy and this baby being mirrored. But yeah, I'm not too fussed, to be honest. No.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. That's what I mean. It's so interesting to hear so many different fans reactions and what they wanted, what they expected. But I think the overall arc for me is people wanted a little bit more action and a little less
Yeah.
emotion. And I've said with it
Yeah.
being a trilogy, I wonder if that's going to be the next film. That's the one that's going to have all the action. I don't think you can bring in a character like Jimmy at the end and then have him talking for an hour in the next film. That's not. Do you know what I mean? That's not.
Yeah.
That's not his character. His character
Yeah.
literally
No, yeah,
was
definitely.
kung fu fighting like at the end of the film. So I think fans need to hold on and not like be too upset and judge it too much. I think that rage is coming, but I was very interested with the baby aspect as well, thinking, you know, because obviously when they're born, I'm like, do the parents then bite their kids like to make them a zombie? Like, I was like, what do they do?
Yeah, exactly. What is an infected person going to do with a human baby? What?
Yeah, so it was very very interesting. And I'm intrigued to see if we get any shots of that, or does the baby turn when it hits puberty? I don't know. All those hormones come in, you start to get
exactly.
rage. So again, it's interesting, and that's where I've got to appreciate this world that they've created, and what they're doing with their world. It's their world; they can do what they want, and us hungry, violent people need to just chill out and enjoy the emotion. But no, I did. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
At the same time, when you're watching this film, you're looking at a horror, not a drama, aren't you? So yeah.
I'm so 50-50 on it. I'm so 50-50. I'm like, I loved it. I hated it. I loved it. I hated it. I loved it. Meh. Like, what are you doing to me? I'm going to tell you what it has done. It has sparked conversation. And I think that's what's excellent about films is you want films that create debates. Sometimes you don't always want a film that everybody loves 100% because there's no fun in talking about it. When you've got a film that makes you discuss the genre, makes you discuss what you think an apocalyptic film should be, what you would do in an apocalypse, what you would change. That's a film story well done to me, because you really can run away with this idea and this franchise and this story and create your own. I'm sure there's plenty of fan fictions out there of 28 weeks later, 28 days later, 28 years later now on how they would survive. So overall, for me, it's one of those films that gets you talking. I'm very excited for the next one. And it's cool that the second one is coming out bang on 28 weeks after the first one. How cool is that?
Yeah. That is just excellent timing. That
Such good marketing. I was like, oh my god, that's so clever. And it's just a shame that they can't film the third one fast enough to make it released 28 days later. But what can we might get it 28 months later. Who knows? But yeah, fantastic film.
Well, we're missing that one, aren't we? So hopefully,
I'll make it. I'll do a fan one. Just me running around the fields of Yorkshire hitting crackheads. There we go.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, to be fair, I think it'd be good. I think I'd get a good following for that. So yeah, when it comes to war films, I'm gonna put TV series in there as well. What's one of your favourites? What like comes to mind when you think of war films? War films? Zombie films? I'm on a warpath. I'm on a warpath. That's why.
Well, like my favorite. I don't want to be basic, but I'm going to be basic. My favorite all-time zombie film is The Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, lovely!
I adore that film. I adore that film for everything it is, and just I watch it every Halloween, every Spooktober. Yeah, like when it comes to my like favorite zombie films, like Night of the Living Dead, instantly.
I love that. I love how you said you adored it. Just people adoring zombies is so endearing.
Yeah.
Well, do you know I've not watched
at the beginning.
I've not watched it in years. I think it is one of the first I ever watched. My mum was introducing me to horror when I was a child,
Mhm.
and I was like, okay, yeah, I could fight them. That's all I care about. All I care about is surviving the apocalypse. That's all I care. But yeah,
Yeah,
I've not watched it in ages. I might
yeah.
actually give that a revisit this Halloween.
Mhm.
Because I do remember it being great, and I even think when you go back then, the costumes, the makeup, everything is so fab from when it was made.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice. I like that. Okay, I'm very basic.
Yeah.
I'm so basic with mine. Um, because I'm trying to think. I always say I want to say serious. I love films. I love it. I
Mhm.
really do. But I think The Walking Dead season 3 is so bloody good. I can just watch that on its own and have that as just a very
Mhm.
long film. Like it's like a
No, I'm.
watching a
Mhm.
trilogy, and I just think it's absolutely brilliant, and I can't believe how much that show went downhill. But the first 4 seasons for me are outstanding. Third one in particular, and
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. I am such a huge, huge fan of The Walking Dead. I love that show.
Did you like all of it?
Um,
I
I
remember
know
when
there's like
I
the later
remember
seasons fall off.
I say that I've not watched them. I don't need to watch them to know they're crap. I stopped watching the episode where Beth died, and I just went, right, absolute dog shit. So just, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not.
Season 5. Yeah,
Is that it?
season 5,
Yeah,
episode 8, Coda. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. That's when I gave up, and I never went back because I was just like, I loved
Sobbed.
1 to 4 and the beginning of 5 so
Mhm.
much that I thought I
Mhm.
can't ruin it. And if I keep going, it's going to take away everything that I have adored from those
Yeah.
seasons. And again, that angst and that scare and just everything. I did rewatch the other
Yeah.
week actually, World War Z, and I think I
It
enjoyed it
That
more.
is such an underrated film.
Yeah, I enjoyed it way more. And I think this might be like the third time I've watched it since it came out. But I don't know if I was just like really paying attention. I don't know. But I watched it and I was like,
Mhm.
that was really good. That was sick. Makes sense. I believe it.
Mhm.
It's freaky.
Yeah.
The acting is great.
Yeah.
Why
Mhm.
why don't people talk about this more? I'm surprised there hasn't been like a World War Z 2 or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm shocked that
Yeah.
that hasn't happened yet because it easily could.
Yeah. Yeah, it could, because like the ending left you on such a on such an open ending. You know,
Mm,
like how they found like, oh, you need to be like ill in order to like be around those infected versions.
yeah.
But like, how did that progress? You know, did like how did that progress? Like, I want to know more from that.
Yeah. So that was another one where I was like, okay, if I had to have like a top 3, it might go in my top 3. I think it probably is in my top 3.
Hmm.
So my top 3 would definitely be World War Z, Walking Dead season 3, 28 weeks later. What would yours be?
Oh, 28 weeks later. That's very controversial. For like
Mhm.
my top three, like Night of the Living Dead,
Yeah.
absolutely. The 1960s version, black and white.
Mhm,
Give it to me.
mhm.
The next one would be probably the Dawn of the Dead remake by Zack Snyder, 2004.
Ah,
That one is
that's
so gore, and I love that one so much. I'd probably say Train to Busan is up there too, because
Do you
that
know
is
what?
just
I've not seen
Korean.
it. For my sins, as
Oh
somebody
my!
that
Oh
loves
well.
zombie films, I just haven't. I don't know if I can't find it. I just haven't sat down and watched it, but everybody tells me to watch it. That's absolutely brilliant. So I'm like,
Oh,
shit.
it's so good.
Is it? Is
Korean
it
horror
really?
does not disappoint at all.
No,
Yeah, it's a
no.
banger. Don't watch the
Yeah.
sequel, Peninsuela or Pen something. I don't know what it's called, but
Yeah.
Peninsuela something. That's the sequel.
Venezuela.
Don't watch that one.
Okay,
But
not that
it's
then.
it that the second. Yeah, no. But the first one, Train to Busan, absolute 10 out of 10 film.
Oh, nice. Okay, right. My top three might change because yeah, it is on the list. I just like I said, I've just not sat down and watched it. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just so scared of it being so good.
No,
But
it's emotional.
Mm,
Be prepared. There are some emotional themes in
yeah,
it. Like because it centers around a father and daughter,
yeah.
escaping like the infected on the train and
Mm,
things. But yeah, it's really, really, really good.
nice, nice. Right, I'll add it. I'll 100% add it, and then I'm throwing it in there because I'm gonna like flip it because I think Shaun of the Dead is absolutely hilarious. So I'm actually gonna put a bit of a comedy in there
So good.
because I did rewatch
Yes.
Zombieland as well. And I was like, these two films
Zombieland.
aren't they fab?
Yes.
Like, aren't they fantastic? And you
Yes.
even get that guts and the gore with this ridiculousness over the top stuff. But I was just like, yeah, because I love when I type in zombie films that like Zombieland is one of the first one that comes up, obviously, because SEO keywords and the word zombie. But still, it's an absolute fantastic, hilarious film. So you don't always have to, be scary zombies. You can be people just in an apocalypse trying to survive and meeting crazy characters. So yeah, I just have to mention them too. If I
Oh,
was to have a top five, they'd go in.
speaking of like comedy zombie films, have you seen Scout's Guide to a Zombie Apocalypse?
No, is it funny?
That's a good one. That's a funny one. Oh my word, that is a funny
I
one.
think I've heard of that. Who's in
I'll
that?
give you I can't remember off the top of my head who directed it or who stars in it, but it's the basic premise is these boys who are in a scouts club end up fighting the town full of zombies. But there's a one scene where they sing Britney Spears with a zombie person. It's hilarious. The zombie person is actually singing the Britney Spears song. Oh my
Oh,
god,
stop it! Oh, I can see
it's
it.
gut
Yeah.
like getting you funny. Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely give that a
2015.
watch.
Okay, definitely we'll try and give
Yeah.
this a watch. I'm looking at where can I watch it? Oh, it's not free anywhere. Stop. Not everything I want to watch
Oh.
isn't free. With all of my subscriptions, you think I'd find it somewhere. But yeah, not like a massively well-known cast either, which is interesting. Still
hmm
quite
There's
fresh
a few
faces.
familiar
I like
faces,
that
but
though. I like fresh faces though. I like not
hmm
always having instantly famous people. Do you know what I mean? It's like
hmm
get the cast
yeah.
for the right actors is what I would say. So okay, right, I'm adding that to my list.
hmm
So yeah, I want some comedy, and I need some comedy
yeah,
in my life.
please. I need you. Yeah, I'll need you to let
Yeah.
me know how it goes for you because there's a couple scenes in it involving a grandma and a zombie penis. So I need you to tell me what you think of it after you've watched it.
What's everybody's obsession with these zombie penises? Can we just chill
I
out?
know.
I'm gonna start having nightmares. I'm gonna start having nightmares about zombie dicks, okay? And it's not gonna be fun. It's just, I know, we all love men and men love to get the dicks out for whatever reason, but I feel like zombies wouldn't do that. But I will let you know because
No, they wouldn't. Yeah,
that does sound hilarious. God, zombie
it's
dicks,
so
Jesus.
funny. hmm
Who'd have thought when you think, oh, I'm gonna go study films and I'm gonna go learn about being a film critic that you talk about zombie dicks. That's where we're at. That is where we're at. Oh. Um,
Another film's just come to mind called Maggie. If it's a zombie film, have you seen that one before?
Maggie.
That stars Abigail
Oh,
Breslin and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
do you know what? That actually rings a
I
bell.
think I think I'd put that in my top five zombie films because that one
Oh,
is so unique and underrated.
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Again, 2015. Good year for horrors and good years
hmm
for zombie films.
Mm,
Oh my God.
yeah, it's very unique.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting bloody flashback. But I have seen it. God, I watched this so long ago. Yeah, but I remember it being
hmm
very emotional, but not too OTT, especially for
Yeah, it
Schwarzenegger.
has some very like distressing themes, but it's
Yeah.
also very emotional. Obviously, about a father dealing with his daughter turning into a zombie.
Yeah.
Like it's such a unique premise, and a very
Yeah.
underrated film. So I'd probably put that in my top 5 as well.
Yeah, nice. I'm gonna rewatch that one as well because it's one of those where you've gone for the emotional storytelling and it probably works better because you're kind of sticking to that
Yeah,
rather than trying to mix everything and give everything. But
yeah.
yeah, yeah, I'm good. Oh, yes, I like having things on my list. I like having a nice watch list ready to go. Like you watch out Letterboxd, it's gonna get very dark very soon. Oh, so yeah, I think safe to say that we all really love the zombie genre. It's apocalypse, dystopian. It's definitely a genre that gets people talking, gets people thinking, very active from, I think, playing video games, comic books to watching films and television. You do become quite an active person in the sense that you think about how you would do it, get emotionally invested in characters and their progression. It's a very interesting genre for me. I love talking about it. I love the universes that people create, and I think Danny Boyle is doing a very interesting job with his direction, and the writing is going to take some interesting turns, I think. But I'm definitely here. I'm definitely sat for it, and I'm definitely excited for the next one. I'm excited for Jimmy. Is there anything that you particularly want to see in the next one that you're excited for?
I guess I just want to see more of the infected. I want to see more of the infected at the forefront.
Yeah.
Obviously less of the emotional distress and more of the fear like the first and the second one brought. Yeah, that's my hope.
Yeah. Hope for more raw energy, raw action, infected, heart racing. That's what I'm hoping for as well. Lovely.
Yep.
Lovely. Well, thank you so much for talking zombie penises and zombie genre with me this evening. It's been so much fun and I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, everybody listening, if you want to follow Film Focus online, we give out some amazing reviews. We cover everything from indie to the latest outside in the cinema. Our podcasts, I think, what's this, episode 20? Oh, it's so bad it's not episode 28. We missed a trick there. We missed a trick. Elliot, damn it. We should have quickly recorded some crap, thrown it in, just so this could have been episode 28. I think we're 21. There's plenty to go back and listen to. The last one I was on, we talked about How to Train Your Dragon, and how lovely that was. We have many episodes of us just chatting films. So if you like listening to podcasts, you can find us on all the major ones from Spotify to Amazon. Just Google us. Just Google Film Focus online and you'll find us absolutely everywhere for the latest reviews and features. I'm Romey Norton, joined by Shauna, and we will speak to you all soon.
Bye.